Welcome back, baby, for a brand new year. I'm sorry, we're going to be saying it a lot. Happy New Year, because you deserve it, and it must be a happy year.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, happiness really does start within. We are diving into a very real and vitally important conversation right now about just that, self-acceptance and living authentically.
Absolutely. And with us are two absolutely inspiring women, motivational speaker and coach Lucia Dramat, as well as registered counselor Shanaz Moose, will be sharing their thoughts and practical tips on embracing who you really are. I think on top of this, we want to overcome self-doubt and we want to step into our most authentic selves. Now, they also are going to be showcasing some of our favorite moments, not only of last year, but also as we enter into this year. But firstly, ladies, how are we doing this morning? Are we good?
Good, yes.
Ready for this new year?
I love seeing your faces, and I think you know how special both of you are to us, because we bring you in whenever we are entering into a new phase, a new chapter, a new season, a new year. It does beg the question, though, and I want you to answer me authentically now, right now, both of you. How are you going into a new year? Because you should be positive, you should be exploding with exuberance, with joy, and that's not often the case. Lucia, how are you doing, my friend?
I love new beginnings. I love a Monday, I love a new month, I love a new year. I just like a new beginning. The only reason I like that is because it's a fresh start to anchor yourself in the mindset you want to be in. It doesn't mean the things that happened didn't happen, but it is a fresh start to choose. How do I want to go into this next day, week, month, year? So I am that exuberant, excited one.
Because you're choosing to be that.
I choose it.
I love that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. Shanaz, maybe I can ask you this question, because I want to talk about something incredible that happened last year and bring it into this year, because we obviously stalked you and we love seeing what you put out online.
We do stalk you a lot.
We do, like,
It's your
honestly,
own
we do.
fault.
So honored.
No, it's your own fault, okay?
But we absolutely loved what you put out, and this is a valid question based on self-confidence and authenticity. Now, you put out your car karaoke video, which everybody loved. It was an authentic moment that you shared, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. And even now, as I look back on it, I think, what a powerful moment, because you showcase this ability to let go of your fear and just authentically show the world who you are in a fun, quirky moment. And I don't think kids, adults get to do that and confidently are able to do that anymore. So my question to you is, what was that moment actually truly like? Was it as overwhelming as many of the moments that we find when we are trying to be our authentic selves? Was it a difficult thing for you to have to put yourself out there? Or was it, I don't care?
Before you answer that, I don't believe you that she actually did it. Can we see it?
Yeah, can we just remind Mzansi what we're talking about right now first?
Oh dear.
Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie.
For me, it's the key changes. It's the key changes. So now, when you look at that, speaking to Rael's brilliant question, what was it like doing that and now seeing it have its life?
I think the first video was the first time I was on the show.
Really?
2019. People saw a serious side of me, but they didn't know the other side. And when a song comes on, when your jam comes on and you're in the zone, it elevates your joy. And I pressed record because I wanted to share this is what joy looks like. Off key, got the words wrong, but the face is all in. Like you can see on my face, I'm all in.
Absolutely.
Because your joy and your moment cannot be measured by other people's input. So I had an aunt tell me, you shouldn't make those videos. You know you can't sing. And I'm like, yes, I know I can't sing.
Therein lies the entertainment value.
I call it entertainment, humor. You'll smile for the day, you'll laugh for the day, sing along, be lekker. I always hashtag it, be lekker, because that is me in my lekker moment.
And it is lekker, and you're lekker, and we love you for that, because you make us more lekker. Lucia, as someone who's kind of campaigning for people to rest in their authentic self, when you kind of feel that, maybe you feel that there seems to be a groundswell of authenticity, maybe a pushback to all of us being told how we should feel, being told how we should engage with other people and respect other people's feelings. And there's been kid gloves on for the last, because we're breaking new ground. I get that. But then at some point, you've got to be okay with yourself without getting that validation from society, from someone else. Your happiness is no one else's responsibility. When you plug into that element of authenticity that we are seeing there, that you are so very much proudly a part of that movement, why is that so important? Why is it one of your cornerstones?
You know, I think that if you want to create anything in life, and if you truly want to feel a sense of belonging, you can't do that without being authentic.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're just fitting in. And I think Brené Brown speaks about it so incredibly. But to really belong, you have to be authentic. You have to be yourself. And to have that self-acceptance, I believe you must have a little bit of self-awareness.
Yeah.
You have to see yourself, because you can't accept yourself if you're in denial.
Warts
There
and all,
also
yeah.
has to be some self-compassion, where you say, okay, you've been through this, so your response was like this. I don't really love the response for you. I'd like you to grow out of it, but I see where you come from.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have that for yourself to nurture yourself, to be
Assimilate
able
it.
to grow.
Assimilate,
And I
yeah.
think growth, loving yourself and loving other people all come from that authenticity and self-acceptance. So before you try and save the world, just save yourself.
Save yourself.
It's so funny you say that, because we've been talking about the internal monologue, and for me last year, the self-doubt and that narrative in my head, literally the conversation that was going on in my head for most of last year, where I achieved a lot, was this negative, you're not good enough nonsense, that because I'm just so different to everyone else. I kind of came full circle with being surrounded by amazing people like yourselves, where I was so grateful that being so different, there was still a place for me in the world. There's a
Yes.
place for me on freaking TV. There is something so powerful in what you've just said.
There
Sure.
really is, and I think even paying into that sort of imposter syndrome and negative
Yeah.
belief, I think it's something that I'm noticing more often, where we don't take those opportunities to be like Shanaz and send out that quirkiness, that real authentic side of us, because we have doubts about our talent, what we might look like, how we're going to come across in that public eye, and we
Judgment,
care
yeah.
so much about that judgment. How do we get over that? How do we get over ourselves enough to be able to authentically put ourselves out there with confidence? Because that's not an easy thing to do, and often that means we're putting ourselves out into a very harsh, malicious world that could come with some negativity. How do we intentionally deal with that?
Seeing as you seem so easily
The
able to
specialist.
do it.
I think that, you know, a lot of the time be doing therapy for so long and you see the people come with lesser than versions or lesser than views of themselves. It's about finding the origin of it and helping them rebuild, because each person is given a talent, a gift, something that they're meant to do on this planet. They have a purpose. And a lot of the times we disconnect it. Authenticity keeps you aligned with your purpose.
For sure.
So when you disconnect from it, you disconnect from your purpose.
Sure.
So refinding what it is you're doing, making the best cook sister in the world, this could be your purpose, you know, or inventing a cure for something, that could be your purpose. That each of us have something unique to offer, and it's not a competition and it's not a comparison. I think helping people embrace their authenticity means I am blazing this trail and she's doing hers and he's doing his, and we are all amazing and we're all here to do something good. So I don't compete with you because we are alongside, you know.
It's apples and pears, baby.
Yeah.
No one can compete with me because no one is this crazy, silly, or out the box, just like my learned friend over here. Guys, thank you so much for helping us start the year with this practical take. And I want you to think about that, practical steps on how we can start to shift that internal monologue, that self-talk, so we can shift that lens. Because ultimately, what you wake up with in the morning, how you see the world, and how you see the world at the end of the day can be two very different things without anything changing other than your mindset. So you can think on that, ruminate on that for just a moment. The panel will return in a mo.